Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Market Misfits. Today, we're going to be taking a look at some altcoins. Right now, we're looking at XRP. We're going to be coming back to this a little bit later, but we're going to check out the top four cryptocurrencies to watch in February. But we're going to watch, but we're going to go over the top four cryptocurrencies to watch in February 2024. We're also going to take a look at our day trading that we've been trading on the 3 minute every morning. We've been trading on XRP and CAUS. So after a mixed performance in the past month, the cryptocurrency market enters February on a clean slate with these four coins looking to impress. So also agree with these. I think that the market is going to save the best for last. Everyone has their own ideas, speculations, and convictions on certain things, and the way that things will play out. But there's been a lot of coins we really hadn't seen any movement out of in the top 20 or hardly any movement. And I wouldn't doubt that these would start to really kick in once the majority of the market is convinced that we are, in fact, going to go to all-time highs. So the cryptocurrency market struggled to impress in the past month following the approval of a spot Bitcoin ETFs in the United States. The market euphoria that led up to that landmark faded, pushing Bitcoin below 40,000. However, the leading cryptocurrency has made a substantial rebound, dragging most of the market along with it. So the first one they have here is Shiba Inu. I'm just looking at Shiba Inu. I know there's, been hit or miss with stuff going on with the development and this and that for the past couple of years, but there wasn't any extra from what I know. Meme coins, it doesn't really matter. Okay, yeah, so SHIB has utility. I'm expecting for SHIB to repeat history again. And so, you know, with meme coins especially, there doesn't have to be any culprit. They're gonna pump them regardless, and they pump them insanely. They pump them up, a lot. So, anyways, with that being said, don't buy or sell anything just because we're talking about it here. But let's get on with the article and we'll take a look at the charts. After losing 18% the first month of the year, the second largest meme coin by market capitalization will be out to impress once there's a clear indication of where the market is heading. Whales have been accumulating the cryptocurrency since it slipped below the quad 1 mark, while ecosystem initiatives such as burns have remained steady. So there is a burn mechanism with Shiba. Additionally, several key indicators, including the widely trusted TD sequel. So that, if you want to call that a source of utility, having a burn mechanism through staking or whatever the case, that is a form of utility because it's being used and it's producing something that's increasing the price of the coin while being optimized. Widely trusted TD sequential all points towards an imminent recovery. It will be interesting to see whether February brings that reversal that SHIB investors hope for. The asset is trading around 0.0. So we got 5 zeros now. We have 5 zeros now, 8 at the time of writing, faced with the mountain-like task of regaining shedding that other zero into making that 8 a 9 and then a 1 mark in the coming month. So they're saying in February. January was a month. This is horrible. This is one of the main reasons we're bullish on XRP and getting more bullish on XRP as this stuff continues, because we know it's for a reason. They put out here on the news that all this stuff is happening and this and that, you guys, but when there's this much money on the line and we're talking about the birthing of a new asset class into the world before it's globally accepted, you don't think that these people are going to do everything in their power, including utilizing their most effective tool, the media. You got to understand every single thing that you see on a screen and hear on a TV or from a friend, all was put there for a reason, and it wasn't to tell you the truth of when to or where to buy these things. So in fact, it's the opposite. So when things start getting really horrible, like that's when we start getting the most bullish on this stuff. The woes were further compounded by a security breach on personal wallets held by Ripple chairman Chris Larson. So again, do you think that that's even possible? You know, the likelihood of this being possible, you think about this in probabilities and statistics, or however you want to look at it, there's a very slim chance in hell that this happened by accident. These developments and the mixed broader market price action mean that XRP is currently exchanging hands at 49 cents. Yet many analysts point to XRP's underperformance as being similar to a period in 2017 leading up to a parabolic price action. So, to parabolic price action. Market participants will be keen to see whether February marks the beginning of such potential bullish price action. So we talked previously in the last video that we personally are thinking that the XRP bottom is in. If it's not in, maybe one more drop and it will be, we think that it will be in. You know, how big that drop is, let's have to wait and see. But it's kind of looking at technicals, and we're going to look at this in a second, that, you know, there's a good chance that we are at a bottom here. After all, a different outcome would mean even more trouble for XRP holders in the asset class. Must start giving investors reasons to believe again. You say that again. So we got Cardano. ADA lost ground on its position as the 8th largest crypto asset as Circle's USDC grew significantly. So, you know, I'm not really counting this like competition as a stable coin, you know. The asset boasts an impressive averagely monthly return for February months and will look to improve that position once again. ADA is trading at 48 on nearly 49 cents at press time. Polygon. So this is another one that's kind of been lagging behind, but expected some things for also ourselves. We were looking at the charts the other day, it had a signal out there. Actually, it's on the last review. Polygon's MATIC did not escape the January onslaught on altcoins. The asset lost 20% during the month, slipping below the psychological $1 price as a result. However, February might be the opportunity for MATIC to retrace its course, especially if a mini altcoin season begins within the month. So we're also going to take a look at the altcoin chart. The asset is usually among the first movers among the altcoins and will relish a chance in the spotlight as soon as market performance improves. A surge back above $1 may not be on the cards, but it will not be completely ruled out given MATIC's impressive record of taking the market by surprise. So just real fast, wanted to come over here to the Forex Factory because we had some dollar news come in and it shook the markets. So here we are down here, non-farm employment change today. So they were projecting like half as much as what they got. So we saw Bitcoin drop tremendously. Also with this was as previous lower than projected. So this also was green unemployment rate. So seeing a drop in this is good. Revised UOM consumer sentiment, you know, off by a basis point there. But you know, so we ended the dollar, so dollar freaking, and here we are, US ISM manufacturing PMI at a, so this is a pretty good miss to the upside, like for good. And then ISM manufacturing prices. So boom, another blowout right here for USD. So the reason why we look at that is because when we come over here, we'll show you on Bitcoin. And actually, I think this was the spike right here, if I'm not mistaken. No, last call, we were right here on XRP. We'll get back to the XRP chart, but first let's check out the altcoin market. Let's take a look at the altcoin market. So this is everything excluding the top 10. So on the daily time frame, we have been sitting here looking for a breakout to see if we're going to get an altcoin season, to see some of these altcoins that we are looking at to take off actually start to take off. So right now we're looking to beat this high. So at 202, a daily close above this line, and we'll go ahead and put a line on it right here, because this is the previous swing high. We see it close above here, and that would, that would also add to confluence and what other setups that we're seeing in the altcoin market. So let's just take a quick look at Bitcoin to see where we are. So today we did not get our break across for us to get into Bitcoin. If we had gotten in, we would have got stomped out. I want to look at cause real quick. So with that being said, we're about neutral right now. We are nearly inside of this consolidation, still slightly bearish. Still slightly bearish. I'll go ahead and put up a little line right here to show you that we are still on the other side of this trend. So let's just make this white, and so you can see that this was looking to be like, to us anyways, it was looking bullish, but because we had this consolidation right here and we thought we were, spring, right? Spring, sign of strength, markup, reaccumulation, and then, take off again. But the news came out, and so this is why the news is important. We hadn't been seeing a lot of reaction out of dollar news for Bitcoin. So I wasn't paying attention to the news trading the 3-minute today. But this is just a reminder that no matter what news or whatever is coming out, to make sure and pay attention to that and to take it into consideration. But we are passive, technically day trading, so not really worried about what's happening on the other side of things with fundamentals and stuff too much, as long as we know what's driving the market and we have an idea of what sentiment is. But anyways, you guys, so we broke out bearish here. We're still on the other side of this now resistance trend from the bottom of this triangle. So technically we are bearish on Bitcoin. Let's take a look at cause real fast. We're trading this on the 3-minute too. So we started trading this, and actually we just put this trade on. So let's start out with the bigger picture here. We go out to the hour. So here's our resistance zones. We want our targets right before our resistance zones. Our first target is going to put us at a 1-to-1. Earlier there was, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. So just so you can see, so we're in a descending channel. We broke out right here. We've been looking at the possibility of this being, actually, let's just do it like this. Pull out the classic inverse head and shoulders right here. Little tool. So we have these springs down here on the bottom. So this is adding to conviction, these spikes down here. So clearinghouse, we got a break right here. And then boom, right here we come. And this is the supporting trend of the channel. So as we look out in this descending channel, boom. So we popped out. Now we have a descending wedge into this order block. We have springs, which means, they're collecting liquidity, getting people to go short here. And the position that we had put on today, actually we missed. So we had a miss on that, but got back in on the second entry and hit the first target. And then this crazy spike down happened nearly immediately. So here we are on the 3-minute. We thought we were going to get the signal right here. And I just want to point something out while we're here. And it's not just for this chart, but any trading scenario. This, we nearly got a breakout here. Pretty distinct. And I'm sure that you are too when it comes to, your drawing your trends and stuff like this. But this was nearly a breakout the way that we had it positioned, because this was just slightly over here, but had a second check, and sure enough, if we had got in here because we already had our barriers and everything, or not barriers, but our parameters and everything set up, just in case we did get the confirmation to go ahead and pull the trigger. If we had pulled the trigger, then we would have got wiped out. So we had this stuff sitting over here. And so I just thought it'd be good to point that out because, actually waiting for your setup, number one, having a definitive entry sign is crucial. Something so that when you look at it, you're not like, should I get in or should I not? Or my confluence is there. All this stuff should be very plain to see on the positions that you're taking. And that's financial advice. If you're not able to see clearly your setup and predefine your entries and your exits, and then you're just not gonna make it. Also, to be able to wait for your confirmation, we still wait on the 1 hour for a candle to set. It was engulfing on retest with some other confluences, and it's a really solid strategy on the 1 hour. But you got to have the patience. You got to have a whole lot of patience on the 3 minute. One of the reasons why we're trading the 3 minute, we had someone asking in the comments, hey, bro, like, why are you talking about the 3 minute on a video like this? Like, well, I didn't really understand what he was talking about, but the the thing is, when you're trading the 3 minute, this is the exact same stuff that you're doing on the hour. 1 minute is a little bit too fast for me. I'm impatient, or I don't have the greatest patience as I used to. Now it's like, well, it's the same setups here. You got to manage your risk different. You use more leverage whenever you're doing, um, or we do at least, higher leverage because you're trading a smaller move. And in order to get the same amount out of that, then you're going to increase your leverage up, and then also make sure that your SLs and everything like that your overall percentage and everything is correct. But anyways, besides that, trading the 3 minute, well, because it works and it's a great guy out there if you're listening. So, you know, um, anyways, but so we're about halfway to the first target. We have everything punched in. We had just recently found out on KuCoin because we're kind of new to leverage trading cryptos on KuCoin. We always use MT4, but you can put multiple take profits and have that stuff take the exact amount that we want having taken out. So we do 65, 20, and then 15. So, to each their own. Or we'll leave 10 running or leave this 15 running. It's just going to depend on what happens between here and there to determine if that is going to happen or not. But anyways, everything has to be definitive, entries, exits. So we have a plan for, every scenario. And personally, for us, we don't like to have too many different scenarios. It's like you put a trade on, if it doesn't hit this or this down here, SL, then the answer is nothing. Like we don't give ourselves any reason to get out of a trade. We know when we put the trade on, we don't know what's going to happen. So if it comes down first, and it's a lot of times trades will come all the way down. You'll see trade come all the way down like this and get right on the SL and freaking come out of there. But if you cut them early, then you're never going to you're cutting yourself out of wins a lot of times doing that. And by doing the opposite, by taking profits, let's say, like I was like, oh, well, there's a double top right here and it looks like it's going to come and turn around down here. Trust me, I've had the thoughts, but I've also had the experience now. If I see a double top right here, there's no question in my mind, like, am I going to X out of the game right here? No, because anything could happen at any point in time, and it does. And you don't ever know what that stuff is. And as a passive technical day trader, it's really not in our best interest to be going out seeking out reasons as to why something happened. It happened because there were more buyers than sellers, or because there was more sellers than buyers, and someone in the country or in the world somewhere punched a button, made the market move, and took our order. I mean, that's all that it is to it. and don't really think it's you know, not being as heavily fundamentally inclined, and we're trading off mathematics primarily, you know, with some fundamentals, not really like worth time to go try to figure that stuff out, number one, because most of the time you're wrong when you think something happened. The stuff they put in the news isn't really why stuff happens. Let's take a quick look at Shiba Inu since it was on the list. So let's take a, but anyways, you guys don't want to go off on a rant or anything like that, but that's just passive technical day trading. So let's take all the drawings off here, all the pretty drawings. So we have a pretty nice setup. It's looking like actually on Shiba Inu. So we have boom, boom. Here's our setup right here. Actually, technically, we have it like this. So just personal preference. Like to get a good mix in between. Like to get a good mix in between utilizing candle bodies and wicks to draw trends. Some people are really big on just using the wicks, the tips of the wicks, and some people are really big at using the candle bodies. So, you know, generally the truth is going to be found somewhere in between when you have two extremes like that. So we like to use wicks and bodies like this guy up here. He didn't get quite the body, but anyway, sometimes it works out really well like that. But main thing we're looking for, just quick, didn't really plan on getting into this, but since we're here, as many candle bodies for us in our strategy and our methodology as possible, since we're going off mathematics and we're in every time that the price closes somewhere, that is a number. Okay, so when we're talking about fixed variables, that's what we mean. Every point in place on this chart has a number. And so by us writing the candle bodies, this is just for information. And so maybe you can apply it to your own to come up with a more definitive approach if you don't have one. That a candle body sets past this line right here and actually sets, then that's a buy sign for us. Not when it's creeping up and it's an hour candle or a 4 hour candle and it's still got 2.5 hours left. Not even if it goes cruising off. You know, that's what our in-house strategy is that way. But anyways, so we want definitive because we don't want to be in our heads like, well, dang, should I take it or not take it or whatever? Is that like legit? If we have to zoom in to see it on a breach, then we don't take it. So plain and simple. But anyways, here on Shiba, I mean to go off on that, but so we're still looking at the possibility of having this, this. Now, this could just be a deep retracement right here, and we could be doing a deal like something like this. And we just pulled way back. I mean, like way back. You know, because for this pattern to complete, and we thought that the pattern did complete here, but pattern failed. Okay, so we did get our set across right here. And this is the point that we're looking at on Shiba. We did get it, but it failed. Do we have support down here at the bottom of this wedge anywhere? Let's take a look and see if we can get a support up. Something we're not going to be. So I can just follow this white dotted line across right here. I'm gonna put a zone smack dab in the middle of it and see what we have here. So we're at definitely a support. Pretty much just took up the whole chart right there. But let's shrink it down a little bit and see what we got. So we're still good here on the inside of this double bottom. Boom, boom. Okay, yep. Looking good. So looking for a bullish breakout on Shiba Inu, you know, but of course, like they said in the article, these investors that have been accumulating your whales, whatever you want to call them, have been accumulating. This is one option looking at. They want to make sure that the bull market is on like it's on like Donkey Kong, especially with meme coins. Meme coins usually the last to go. But let's see. So either that approach or looking at another possible one of these guys. One of these, or we have a shallower contraction and we end up having, I don't know if that's the right word, whatever you want to use, contraction. Boom. So that's 1, 2. So this would be ascending triple bottoms. If we break up here and we continue to follow this in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So that could make sense too. As far as targets for Shiba Inu on the large time scale, first, let's just get a long position out. And we're just going to say, for us personally, we would play a short play, so first target would maybe be this stop loss would be tighter right here, and we'd have a target up here, maybe somewhere, but it just depends on where this would break. So if we got breakout here, of course, we're looking at going longer distance here. So just to be safe, be too safe, but we are clear down here on the bottom. If also rides something out. There we are. So that's a 26 to 1, 26.5 to 1 on Shiba Inu. So it's going to put up a couple of resistance real fast, and then we'll draw and see where our other targets will be. Don't normally go into detail too much on technical analysis, marking up charts and stuff like that, but let us know what y'all think, what y'all want more out of, and we will fill up that demand. So like if you have a favorite crypto or project or something like that you want us to cover, you hadn't seen us cover on here, then just drop a comment, send a message, and we'll be sure to cover on one of the next reviews that we do. But so we're looking at these levels of resistance. So this is daily resistance level. Daily resistance. Daily resistance. So this is the longer one. We could get another one out to mark a top. And so we're looking at 3 or 4 positions to take and then one running. So there's quite a bit of resistance right here. So as far as taking profits, the reason why you want to do this first is because if I'm going to take profits, then I want to take them before these resistance, because price is shown before that it likes to turn around when it gets to these areas. So rather than have this up here past these tops where historically prices turned around, is to have it just the opposite. So this is like the train tracks, and we want to throw our targets straight in front of the train track so that they get hit. So we have that, and then let's produce one more. And this is straight up at the top. Actually, let's do this one down here. See a sharp spike right here. It's not really much of a resistance here. We will go ahead and put last target here for Shiba Inu, and then the top, of course. Anyways, you guys, that's going to do it for now. Looking for a breakout down here for this to complete at around quad 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Just call it quad 0, quad 1 on the daily to get us set up above there. But anyways, that's for the long-term move. We might post one in the group. By the way, if you're not in Market Misfits, we have a training course. We have analysis and other education, Mark Douglas books and all kinds of stuff up in here. So y'all come on over and make yourself at home. And if you have any questions, then just reach out and holler, drop a comment somewhere, send us a message, and we will see y'all on the next one. See ya.